Well, hey y'all, welcome to RV Kitchen. Y'all come on in. Now, for tonight's dinner, we're going to back it up a couple of days. So, let's go back to the future here with our recipe of marinating these delicious little pork bellies. Y'all, I have to say it's one of my favorite cuts of meat, so yes, this is a treat, baby. Now, I love pork belly cooked up anyway, but I'm craving a little Asian with this one. So, after prepping up our pork belly, getting it all cleaned up and ready to go, what we're going to do is we're going to put it in a container, and then I'm going to add 1 bottle of Thai chili sauce, and then we're going to go at it with a 1/4 cup of soy sauce, and then I've got some Chinese 5-spice, just sprinkling it on, and some garlic, about a tablespoon there. Use fresh if you got it. And then you're going to pop that in the fridge, and honey, you're going to let that marinate for at least 2 days. 1 day you could probably get away with, but honestly, the 2 day is where you want it. Grab a skillet, honey, crank that heat up on high, add a little oil, and then, baby, wait for it to get hot enough to where as soon as you add your little old pork belly, it's gonna squeal. No, really, it will. Look at that baby popping. Stand back, everybody. Now, what's happening is the exterior is coated in all that sticky sugariness, and it's going to turn color really quickly. Plus, the high heat will help that, no problem. And what I'm doing is I want a good sear all over this pork belly. Each one is going to be rotated. That's right, honey. We're going to flip it. We're going to flip it again. And just like last night in the bed, we're going to flip it one more time. I know this is a little time consuming, but honey, trust me. It's definitely a meal that you want to fix for a special occasion, or maybe just for you, and that's okay too. The point is all this time is going to build up lots of flavor. And when that little piece of pork belly hits your mouth, honey, well, your toes are going to curl. Now, don't do what I did here and throw this pork belly on paper towels. I forgot to lay down some wax paper. So, do yourself a favor, honey, and as those get done, pop them on a wax paper and then let them just sit for a second while we get to the sauce. And look at them babies, just glistening. Now, the sauce is the marinade. Surprise! And honey, don't worry about that raw pork being in there because we're going to cook all of that down. And in fact, we're going to reduce it until it's nice and thick and sticky and well, with the heat on a good medium-high, you're just going to keep an eye on that and let that bubble away, giving it a stir every now and then. I bet you like this recipe, huh, honey? After all, we have only used 1 skillet. So far, I think we have covered my 3 rules. Cheap, easy, and delicious. Alright, now, moving along with the recipe, what you're going to do is, again, I can't stress to you keep an eye on that because there is a lot of sugar going on in there and you don't want it to burn. After all, our little pork belly is going to need a little coverage and this sauce is going to be just perfect. Ooh, honey, if you could only smell this. So, as you can see, the sauce has reduced and now we're going to add our pork bellies back on in. Reduce the heat on down and just let that bubble away and honey, after a couple of minutes, well, you've got a meal good enough to propose to. Toss those bits on around in there and let them get a good coating. And honey, you're pretty much done with dinner. Now, what to do with this? Well, honey, I say add a little green onion, bring up some fresh flavor going on here. And then you could just have this on its own or pour it on top of noodles. Or if you like me, I've got some leftover vegetables that I'm just going to pile up in a bowl here. Just some carrots and broccoli and, of course, a little squash. Mound up a good pile of steamed up jasmine rice, and then, honey, place your little pork bellies on top, and baby, you've got a meal that you can just cozy right on up to. Now, be sure to add a little more sauce on top. It is going to be rich and thick, but it's perfect with all that rice. And then I like to go for something a little spicy on the side, and of course, a little more green onion. Well, y'all, I hope you have enjoyed yourself, and I hope you're going to try this recipe out. Sometimes you can find that pork belly on sale, and after all, honey, it does go far. And don't worry if you don't have all the ingredients in this recipe. As long as you're cooking with love, baby, it's gonna taste delicious. Now, baby, open up, because the next time I see you, we'll be back at the RV Kitchen. Ooh, we're going in for a big steamy bite. Blow on it, y'all.